Why don't you have Exodus 90 for women? By the way, I was talking to my wife about this over coffee this morning. And she's like, would you please tell him thank you for not having this for women? And she said for a couple of reasons. And then I'll get your take. She says, first, we already have a ton of things. Like, there's so many things in the church that are aimed at women. She's like, secondly, honestly, she's like, we women suffer more than you men do anyway. It's like every month we have a whole week where we have to suffer. And then finally, I think it's like, women, just go find your own bloody thing. Men just want something that we can do together. The same thing will happen, I think, to Exodus 90 as happens to altar serving in Roman Catholic parishes when you allow girls in. The men just leave. Or if women start coming to cigar bars. Like, we just want a space where we can be together. All right, now you give the much more appetizing reason you don't have Exodus 90 for women.
I mean, we do get the email between 10 and 15 times every day. And we have for like...
No way.
14, or not, sorry, like the last 4 years since we started. And, you know, to be honest with you, there's a real joy in just staying focused on what you know you're called to do and saying no to the things that you don't know, you know? And so so for a long time, I just said no because that wasn't what we knew. That's not where this started. I've always considered staying near the origin to be pretty important. And then also just, I mean, in prayer, like it would always just agitate me. It's like it raised way more questions in my heart than gave me clarity. And so finally though, like this chorus is just like resounds to us. And so we finally made a discernment. We got the Sisters of Life involved. I don't know that they wanted me to say that, but you know, we kind of made this discernment for about 6 months with them. Like, hey, this is how Exodus works. You know, their ministry is so powerfully in touch with the feminine spirit and genius. And so we were like, you know what? We don't need to make this decision. Like, let's let them
do it.
So, you know, and we made this discernment and frankly, it just came back like they weren't called to. They didn't think we were called to. They don't actually think that the model that Exodus is on is a model of healing for women. And, you know, to be honest with you, it's just that just brought a huge freedom to our team to just stay laser focused on what we do, you know, which is freeing men.
That's terrific. And I got to say, I think it's great because I think like a lesser man or someone just after money would be like, yeah, let's open this up for women. We could do a whole line of women's t-shirts and women's books. We could do Bible studies for women and we could bring in a bunch more money.
Trust me. I mean, that's you know, I am kind of entrepreneurial and I meet with a lot of business leaders and they all say that same thing. Like, this is a market opportunity. And it's just like, well, it's not mine. You know, it's not what we're called to do, you know? So, and you were saying earlier about your wife and just kind of the natural rhythm. And I see this so much with my own spouse, with Colleen. I mean, she's an incredibly grounded person. And I think part of that is just because of how in touch she is with her own femininity. And I think Exodus would be kind of an abstraction from what she already knows. Unlike for men that need to be disciplined and need a structure, I don't think that's true. We were talking earlier about this. Like, when I look at, you know, the problems we can go through, it's most of the time my fault because I'm distracted about something.
Because you're recently married.
Well, right? Yeah,
and so
married a year ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, a year ago. So you're discovering this.
Yeah, discovering this. And I'm just realizing, like, wow.
If there's a problem,
it is mostly my fault.
So she should want you to be the one to get your stuff together with Exodus.
Yeah, precisely, you know. And from there, it's just about being attentive, you know.
Yo, thanks for watching. You can watch the entire episode on YouTube if you want. You can listen to it at The Matt Fradd Show by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And feel free to support me, patreon.com/MattFradd.